Hello, it's Shante with Brown Sugar Talk. Okay, y'all, so I'm getting into this right now. So, so I got a chance to like look at the full interview with Kay and Duvall, and I was like, I was so like on Duvall's side because I was like, yeah, um, you know, I don't know. I just felt like she was upset. I didn't want her to be upset, but now that I heard the whole thing, is he serious? What? No, but I don't know. Derek Jackson just talked about it too, but he was saying like pretty much the same thing. Like, what is he talking about? I think that it is brutally honest, and I feel like okay. Anyway, so it's this couple. It's called. His name is I Am Duvall. I am Devale, and then it's Kadeen, I think. So, and she is Khadeen, a couple, and they do like a show or whatever. And so I really do like Derek Jackson's commentary, and I'm glad I got to see the full thing. But I think I'm the same way. Like I'm a person that I'm usually the one in a situation. I would actually be devolved. I'd be like, wait a minute, we not having sex right now. Like, it's like, what is like, is something wrong with you? Are you cheating? What did you eat today? Like, I'm just like, really, it's something that is important to me from my partner. Like, I think I'm not a love language touch person, but I'm a love language touch person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't want the love language from everybody else, but I want it from my man. Like, I like the touching and the feeling and stuff like that. So, like, that's why I think, like, it's been better. It feels like a better relationship for me from like a Hispanic guy, cause like, yeah, grab your butt or rub. You know what I'm saying? It's like always like I like them a little dirty. Not real dirty, but it's like if we really close, like I like the closeness. Like even with my baby's father, the same thing. It was like a different culture, but we'd be like close all day. Like it's just like it wasn't nothing for us to be that way. So I don't know. I feel like I understand where he comes from, but then at the same time, again, people change and women change. And me, if I was in that position, I would be upset too. I would. And I'm just telling you from my position because I'm a woman, and most women they'll be like, "What?" It's usually the guy. I would be upset because I wouldn't be able to be close to that person. I would be upset because I would want to think about other people, but I really want to be with that person. I would be upset if my eyes or my thoughts would wander somewhere else. I would be upset. Like, it's so many things that upset you about that situation. It's not that I want to cheat. I never have wanted to cheat. But the part that upsets me is that I can't be with the person I want to be with. I don't know what, and it's like you right there. And I just want to hold your hand. Or I just want to hug you. Or I just want to I just want to kiss your back. It's just like anything. Like, that's just how I am. Like, it's like I'm just like a touchy feely person with the person I'm with. I'm like a magnet or something. It's like crazy. So it's usually for me the other way around. Like I'm not usually the one that's just like, no, let's not do this. Like, no, I'm not a no girl. It's like I like it. I mean, I really do enjoy sex. And I don't know, and I don't have to have sex with everybody. But when I'm in a relationship, I only want to be with that person. I don't want to think about somebody. I don't even want to try to think about it. I would be so pissed. It would actually piss me off. And I'm thinking that's the same thing they're thinking. It's like, I see you all this time and we have graduated to this point and I want you and I can't have you right now. And you right here. And you right here with me. So I don't know. I still gotta come from that point of view because I'm the same. It's like I cannot stand it. I like that closeness. I do, especially if I really care about you and I want to be with you. That's just how I am. I want to touch. I want to hold hands. we don't always have to end up in sex or whatever, but it's like I just want to be. That's just me. That's just me. I remember I was with one guy. We had sex like every day. We had to actually take. We had to take a break. Like we was like, wait a minute, we gotta take a break. It was like I said, yeah, I agree. It was just like every night we just like take a shower and have sex. It's just like we have to have sex. Like I like it. I do. It's just something I really, really enjoy. I have had the male problem with it. Like I have not, and I've never met any. I have never met any. And I probably have, because some women they do. Some women are really verbal about the sex, and what they need or whatever. That's why somebody was telling me that they weren't having sex in their marriage, and I was like, well, you got to find different ways of doing it. And I'm serious because. I don't know how men feel about it, because I know men, I don't know if they have to come or whatever, but for me, I don't. So it's like, for real, it's just like a touch thing for me, so it's like you start to find different things inside your marriage. And the other thing is like I was just looking at this list. I was going to go over it, but it's like, I agree with everything they're saying, because you have to try something that's different. Like, it's like you have to actually try different things. And I don't know. And then again, I've never been married, and I've never been with somebody for 10 years either. So I can't totally agree, but I have been with somebody for a few years, and I felt like, I need more, or whatever. So anyway, let me go over some of them. So the first one, don't take it personally. Don't be like uninterested in all these different things. You have to try something different. Focus on what works. Touch affectionately without thinking sex is imminent, whatever imminent, the end. Masturbate, accept the gift of love, respect your partner's sexual prerequisites. If all else fails, be brutally honest. It was honest, but man, I'm just saying, I would be upset because of those reasons. It's because you the person I want. Like, you are the desires that I want. You are what I need. And it'll be like, man, that sometimes they just don't do it. They can't do it. They can't be there for you. So ultimately you gotta break up. For me, I gotta break up. But they married. They gotta work through that shit. So yeah, I'm just the opposite. And it could be just because I don't engage in sex all the time. Like I said, it's so many different things. And that's something I'm gonna tell y'all now. So just because I do have those experiences, like I said, get in the bed and rub them down, in the kitchen, hold them, don't make it a thing, flirt, take them out to eat, like don't, when you go out, don't, like, just touch. Touch is like a beautiful thing, like holding hands, looking at their fingers, kissing their shoulders, telling them the favorite parts about themselves, stopping and being like, you know what, this is something you do for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, people like to hear good things about themselves. Like, this is what I've seen from you over this time or whatever. Something else, y'all, and I have actually fixed marriages. I'm not even joking. I fixed marriages and relationships. Y'all know how many from women that'd be like, you was fucking my man. Like, girl, I ain't never even been with your man alone. He called me to ask me questions about you. So it's like, yeah, no. And that's serious. Like, I've actually like had to tell a guy, like, no, don't do that to her. Like, that's your wife. Like, you want her. And that's the same thing he was saying too. He was saying the same thing. He was married and he hadn't been home and she didn't have a sex drive. And he had cheated, okay? But what it was is that's what he wanted. He wanted her. He didn't want anybody else. And it was heartbreaking to him. It was like heartbreaking that he would be in this situation and not be there with her. But like I said, it's like so many parts of intimacy that we all forget. Cook and put, feed on. And you have to actually go into it, especially for the guys. Go into it and don't think that y'all gotta fuck. Play. Like, do y'all still play? Playing is like so fun. Like, And I'm saying go outside and play soccer, go outside and do workouts together. And I know they do all those things together, but it's like I'm saying for anybody out there that's having these issues, um, paint, draw, you gotta go a whole different route because now this person has changed. What are their new interests? Because now you looking at a person that was 10 years ago and now this person has evolved. And I think men often do that too. It'll be like they still looking at you. And I do this. I have said this about my sisters. Like I see my sisters and I see a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. I do not see a 35-year-old and a 37-year-old. I have no clue that they exist. In my mind, that's not true. And I think that's the same thing that's happening with the guys too. It's like they don't realize that this new person in front of them exists. They know the person in front of them. They don't realize they know the person in front of them. But the person in front of you that you have been with for 10 years, 20 years still exists. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you actually know her. You grew with her. You just refuse to now see the new her. And so it's like now it's new things that are driving her. Women love evolution. And I think that's something else too. If you are having those problems, tap into her evolutions. Tap into those things that have now changed about her. Does she still drink the same kind of water? Does she still take the same path to walk? Do she still wear the same name brand clothes? All those things change. Does her perfume still smell the same? No, it doesn't. Who are her friends? What kind of shows does she watch now? What does she use to watch as compared to now? How do the kids affect everything? What's her schedule like? It's like all these things. And I'm telling you, the man would actually know. And he is too dumbfounded to sit his ass down and communicate and find out how she changed. You see what I'm saying? It's like we know because we were there. But at the same time, you see him and it's like, this the same person that, you still see them as the same person that you met yesterday or the same person that you married, whatever, and it's not the same. It's not going to be the same. Women, we evolve. Does she still go to the same nail salon? Why is she so upset about this now and she wasn't upset about it then? So it's like all those things change. Even I think the way that you want to be touched and held and how much time you want to spend with a person and things like that, all that stuff changes and all that stuff is still included in having sex. And they saying that's the same thing with men too. If a man doesn't feel as close or anything like that, then it's like it's not gonna work. It's just not. So I don't know. I think it's like, yeah, those are some tricks. Those are some tips, y'all, for real, because don't do that. I know it'd be hard too. Because it's like, that's some real close shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's harsh. You feel harsh because you just like, man, do he love me? Do he like me? Like, what is going on? But for me, yeah, I've had that problem a number of times. It's like, God damn, like, what? We can't, come on. Like, oh, God, just do. I'm just like, just do it. He's like, but then I date older guys too, so sometimes that could be the problem. Like it's just and then sometimes you date somebody and they right on point, which it's like, yeah, it's time, whatever. But yeah, it's like you just, I don't know. I think you just need to, like I always say, you got to be friends first. And guys, especially, y'all have to actually go through and become their friend again. Because what's happening is you become their partner. You have taken out the friendship part of it too. I feel like that happens too. Like that's another way. Like that's how you get to know that person. And I say the same thing for myself too. Like maybe I take out the friendship part of it and just think of this person as a partner and I don't see him as a friend anymore. All I see you now as is just like, yeah, we finna get it on, and so I think that's a problem too because, yeah, you don't want to just always make people feel like they just use for your, for your pleasure, but yeah, you gotta put the friendship part back in there too, and that's what's important too. It's just so many different ways to become close to people, especially when it's been such a long time, and I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. Sexual frustration, friendship is important. Friendship is important. That's what I put down. It's sexual processing. I like the way they processed it, but yeah, we gotta. When you are partnered with a high sex drive, you have to slow it down. You have to think about it. Some partners don't like when other partners masturbate, so you have to think about that too. It's like a respect factor too, you know. So I don't know. It's a lot of stuff that's important, but the most important thing is to be friends. Because if you're not friends, the conversation can go awry. And even if it goes awry, it's still time to fix it and get it right and do what you have to do. But always become friends and always have different ways of showing intimacy. And that's for young people too. Because that's important. It's actually important. It's important to feel close to your partner. And if that's important, feel close to your partner, then always know that a nut is not, that's not the nut is actually the end. That is the end, but it's not the be all. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's so, like I say, it's so many ways to get there. And if you play games and play with your bodies and all those different things, you learn that it's different ways for you to feel whole again. And that's all that is. And being a friend, you wouldn't want your partner. If you're in a relationship and that's your friend, you don't want your partner to be part or a piece of something. You want your partner to be whole. So in that time, if you had a high sex drive and you have to calm it down a little bit, you still think about your partner. You still think about the intimacies of your partner. And you then therefore get to re-know your partner again. Like I said, it's always going to be the friendship factor. Because if not, it's going down a journey. That's your bestie. You know? And you and your bestie share a lot. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's it. I like that, Derek Jackson. I really did, Derek Jackson. I like that one. But yeah, just coming from my point of view and having a high sex drive, I understand. That's what it is. It's just like you be so mad, man. It's like you so pissed off because you really don't want nobody else. You don't. It's just like a feeling. You don't want nobody else. It just be you. And so that's it. I don't know. I mean, I think that once they get to that point, it'll be okay. Have a good day. Shantae Brown Sugar Talk. Have a good night.